If you've ever crushed a branch instead of cutting it clean, you already know how frustrating bad pruning shears can be. I went out and bought 5 of the most talked about options while searching for the best pruning shears, used them in my own yard, and put them through real work so you don't waste money guessing. Product number 1, Felco F2 Pruning Shears. When I first picked up the Felco F2, it felt solid without being heavy, like a tool that's been used for decades for a reason. The aluminum handles sit nicely in the hand and the grip didn't slip even when my gloves were damp. Cutting through 1-inch branches was honestly effortless. The blade stayed sharp the entire time and every cut was clean, not crushed. I pruned rose bushes, young fruit trees, and some stubborn shrubs, and my hand never cramped up. What really stood out is knowing every single part can be replaced. I've already sharpened it once and it was easy. This is the kind of pruner you buy once and keep forever. If you're serious about gardening or you prune a lot each season, this one earns its price. After using this for a few weeks, switching to something lighter duty really makes you appreciate it more daily. Product number 2, Fiskars 32-inch loppers. These Fiskars 32-inch loppers felt big the moment I grabbed them, but not awkward. The long handles actually gave me confidence going after thicker branches. When I started cutting, the power difference was obvious. I was slicing through 2-inch limbs that normally make me stop and reposition. The gearing does the work for you, especially in the middle of the cut where branches usually fight back. The blade stayed smooth and didn't gum up, even on sappy wood. I also liked the soft grips because my hands weren't sore after clearing an entire tree line. Storage is easy, and they feel tough enough to toss in the shed without worry. If you deal with trees or thicker shrubs and don't want to saw for everything, these make life easier. After using hand pruners all day, having these around feels like a relief during long weekend yard cleanup sessions too often. Product number 3, Felco F5 Pruning Shears. The Felco F5 felt different right away because it's all steel and has a bit more weight. I actually liked that because it felt planted and stable in my hand. The handles are simple, no frills, but the grip still stayed comfortable during longer pruning sessions. Cutting through branches felt precise and the blade held its edge really well. I used it on hedges and thicker stems and it didn't hesitate or twist. Maintenance is a big plus here. Everything comes apart easily, and I like knowing I can keep it running for years instead of replacing it. This one feels more old school and rugged compared to other Felcos. If you want a straightforward, tough pruner and don't mind a little extra weight, this is a solid choice. After extended use, it still feels dependable and predictable in everyday garden maintenance tasks without surprises popping up later on you ever. Product number 4, Fiskars Bypass Pruning Shears. When I grabbed the Fiskars Bypass Pruning Shears, they felt familiar and comfortable right away. The handle shape fits naturally and the soft grip really helps when your hands start getting tired. I ran these through a mix of green stems and woody branches and they cut cleanly up to 1 inch without forcing it. The blade coating kept things smooth and sap wiped off easily afterward. I also like that the blade is replaceable, which makes this feel less disposable than cheaper pruners. These are lighter than some heavy-duty models, but they don't feel flimsy. For everyday garden work like flowers, shrubs, and general cleanup, they're easy to reach for. If you want something reliable, affordable, and comfortable for regular use, this one checks a lot of boxes. I kept finding reasons to grab these first during busy spring pruning weekends around the yard, without hesitation at all ever. Product number 5, Vivosun 8 Bypass Pruning Shears. The Vivosun 8-inch pruners surprised me right out of the box. They're lighter than they look, but they don't feel cheap. The blade came razor sharp and cutting smaller branches and stems felt smooth and controlled. I spent an afternoon deadheading flowers and trimming herbs, and my hand never felt strained thanks to the spring and grip shape. The safety lock is simple and actually stays put in my pocket. These aren't meant for thick branches, but up to 3/4-inch cuts were no problem at all. For the price, the build quality impressed me. This is a great option if you want something affordable that still performs well for everyday tasks. I keep these nearby for quick jobs instead of hauling out heavier tools when working on indoor plants, small gardens, and light seasonal maintenance without overthinking things or spending too much money up front ever again, now honestly daily. So that's my hands-on experience with these pruning shears after real use in my own garden. If any of these sound like the right fit for you, check the links in the description for current prices and availability before they change.